quite a nice amount of killing potential. You've got to remember as well, Dazzle and PL, the doppelganger heal bomb.
It's very potent, and that's also with a Tusk. So say, for instance, you get like a Tusk snowball, you just throw a Lance, doppelganger, boom, huge heal, dead hero. It's very, very powerful. I'm wondering if VP actually want to try to go aggro here. They see the Disruptor, they see the Bounty Hunter. Based on this last pick, VP will decide whether or not they want to try to contest the AM and lane, I feel.
And going aggressive might not be too bad of a call here.
5 seconds remaining.
The other option is just do the standard thing. Do CM jungle. Play it a bit greedy. The one concern I have with that is if you do CM jungle and there's a bounty hunter on the other team, Empire can just pick another offlane hero and just have the bounty soak your EXP the whole time. And there's also a chance that you can just get killed, pretty much. So Sand King is going to be the choice. Another hit gives you a lot of counter initiation, good AoE damage, good team fight. A little bit greedy, but they're probably assuming that VP are just going to go safe lane.
Yeah, I think, and as you just said before, the fact that Aloha Dance on the Bounty Hunter is going to let, obviously, SK take the off lane, so Aloha Dance is going to be looking to harass across the map as much as possible. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, getting ourselves into Game 2 here between VP and Empire. Actually, I will apologize because, in fact, at the top, that is incorrect. There is already one game.
Yeah, there's no marker.
That has gone the way of VP, so just imagine there's a yellow blob there. It is 1-0 to the side of Virtus Pro at the moment, going into this very important tiebreaker match between VP and Empire. And, well, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out in lanes. I mean, are we seeing aggressive stuff coming out from VP, or do you think they will just keep it on the safe?
It kind of depends. I think that VP are the style of team that would try to go aggressive, but there's also the inherent risk of, okay, if it backfires, we're going to be in really bad shape, because then Aloha Dance, no one really does anything to him for the beginning of the game, and he's going to be able to get a ton of EXP. No one's going to be zoning him. Sand King probably also farms, unless they're applying enough pressure to force Yoku out of that lane. So it is risky, but I feel like the reward is also very good. Just depends. Whatever they feel is the best move.
Of course, this level 1 engagement, if the side of Empire come any closer, is not going to be ideal for them up against a team of a Tusk. I think Empire realised that going to be a little bit too risky to go for this. Silent is in the region here with Always Want to Fly. They are lining up this top rune, but I'm pretty sure VP are going to take it, and yeah, the side of Empire are going to want to contest that. They're just going to look to get that bottom rune here for resolution on the Queen in response.
That does look like they are at least sending Illidan top for the time being. And that means that it's going to be Phobos versus Sand King. Okay, so melee versus Sand King. Sand King actually does very well in these matchups. Some Sand King players actually put like 1 value point or sometimes even more into Caustic to farm the lane. Others will just skill Sandstorm just to stay safe and just do the standard build where you can maybe go back and farm a little bit of jungle stacks a bit later on. But for now, VP are looking to contest this lane. I actually favor the PL and the Crystal Maiden lane, and now actually Dazzle's coming up here too. So I think after they saw the Sand King and the Bounty Hunter, they're like, okay, that's super greedy. We actually just want to try to pressure your AM now.
Silent's going to have a bit of a tricky old time. They do have a Disruptor, and I guess once he's got the Glimpse and the Kinetic Field, may be able to do so much, but not necessarily the best defensive support in a lane.
Well, the biggest issue is, even if you had a defensive support in a situation, it doesn't matter. Like, you're still against 3 heroes. There's not one hero that's going to be able to keep you safe from this. No matter what, Silent is going to be having a really hard time finding CS against a tri-lane with a Dazzle, a CM, and a Phantom Lancer. The other thing, too, is that Always Want to Fly can just get killed if he's out of position.
Well, that's quite some stat there coming out.
They haven't picked it since 2014.
That's a fair few months ago here, so we'll see how rusty Silent is on the old AM. I'm sure he's played it outside of competitive. I'm sure they would have had a few games coming into this one and maybe looking to use it as a pick that would catch people off guard. But so far, it doesn't look like he's having a lot of fun up against the spam that Little was able to provide there, just with the heal bomb pushing Silent right back. And mid lane, Aloha Dance just keeping eyes on G here, has yet to make a move, or at least try to, and G harassing Resolution right behind. Resolution's got to be careful. Aloha Dance just going in with some hits, just trading right clicks here with G. And again, the double D wall there with the tangos.
And that was his last sentry too, so Aloha Dance is going to know that Jay does not have another sentry to his name, which means that he's going to have to get some bot for him and ferry it back out here. Otherwise, Aloha Dance is going to continue to be that pesky nuisance.
How's the bottom lane going? Well, pretty evenly by the looks of it. A couple of tangos have been taken up already by the Tusk. SK's actually out of regen here. But
well, he started with
even.
he started with items that lead me to believe that he wasn't expecting a solo hero here. Because there's no way that you go to lane without regen if you're going in a 1v1 matchup. You buy boots if you think the enemy is going to be trying to gank you, or if you think that it's going to be like a defensive dual lane or tri-lane. So maybe in some way Empire didn't anticipate this, but it seems unlikely, because Sand King and Bounty together are two extremely greedy early game heroes that do not function in a tri-lane scenario at all. So FNG probably saw that and he was just like, yeah, alright, we're just going to go aggro, because their heroes actually can't contest the lane.
I mean, for the time being as well, it's certainly working out for VP. If you look at Illidan and Silence Farm, you know, you've got 15-9 on the PL compared to the 7-0 on Anti-Mage. If the game remains like this, it's certainly going to be a slow start for Silence AM.
Well, the nice thing about AM is, after you have your early game, it still is very difficult for VP to gank you.
Mid lane, trying to get G out here, and they might just find it here. Blink forward from Resolution, that is going to be your first blood here. Resolution trying to get himself out, and Aloha Dance actually might lose his life here.
He could have healed and killed him. He was tanking a full creep wave. All right, that I don't know what happened. I think Lil just like TP'd and maybe like miss-hotkeyed or something, but that was definitely a return kill right there.
Unfortunate stuff there for the side of VP, but Empire finding first blood. Going to feel a lot happier with the beginning of this game. It's a lot better than giving away 3 kills from the off. Empire. How's the Sand King looking? Well, he's being dove up on from Phobos here. Yoku has got his bottle. Phobos still with 3 tangos in the bank. And Lil just going to look for this 4-minute rune. Who's going to have the fastest fingers? It's going to be Lil, able to grab himself that regen rune.
I'm really surprised this lane is so lopsided for Tusk. I did not think that Yoku was going to have such a hard time in this 1v1 matchup. I guess it's just because of that, right? It's because of the spam. Like, because of the CM aura, he's able to just pop that every time, and he can actually pull him out of Sandstorm or Snowball. I guess you can, like, Snowball the creep wave, and as long as you roll over where the Sandstorm is, you're going to pull him out of Invis. It's actually very useful.
It's looking good so far in terms of that lane. It's just the mid lane, really, that's certainly looking up for Empire. Resolution at the moment, 18 for 7. G with the slight edge, but the fact that he did give away that kill top lane may be looking at a bit of aggression here with a slow one to always want to fly. FNG trying to move in for the Frostbite. Now the doppelganger forward, looking to tank the tower. The heal bomb as well, forcing Silent back. Not quite able to find the kill. Illidan a little bit too long mana to do anything else in this bit of action. And Aloha Dance has actually come up here on the Bounty Hunter as well. Just hovering around just in case anything was to go down between the two sides.
VP showcasing that they know the weaknesses of Empire's draft very well. Although, we can say that Silent is still actually, like, 21 CS isn't bad. The PL is only 5 CS ahead of him at this point. So even in a 2v3 scenario, Silent is still finding a decent amount of farm. But mid, G, gonna be dropping again. Aloha Dance and Resolution take him out. Lil TPing in a little bit too late there. Not able to save his carry.
Top lane as well. Silent trying to go on to FNG. Trapped up in the kinetic field. They might just find themselves this kill. That's going to be another kill here for Empire. And the first game may have started 3-0 for VP, but so far Empire turning that one around in game 2. And as you said, the fact that Silence Farm, it started off really badly, but I don't know how, but he's recovered miraculously. And Illidan now pretty much just at the same level on the PL and G. He's got to be very, very careful about continuing to throw his life away here in the mid lane. 2 deaths so far, 6 minutes in.
Well, it's fairly obvious that when you have this kind of tri-lane going on, that there's no way Aloha Dance... Oh, actually, gonna see a kill here inside of the woods. Phobos, he finds always want to fly, isolated completely. Rotation, successful. Even with the lane ward, I guess maybe always want to fly. I wasn't expecting him to linger in the jungle that long. But still, VP on the board. And I think Phobos' rotation is going to be very key here. He needs to be able to pull his middle lane back into a winning scenario, or at the very least find some support kills, because VP have abandoned their tri-lane now. So before, where they were actually contesting Silent, that's not the case anymore. The PL is still farming very well, which is fine. But Silent has actually made the transition to off lane. So he's like, I don't want to sit here anymore.
Straight in, Aloha Dance comes to the cover of the Sentry. I think he's just on the edge, in fact, and he is. He's going to be able to get himself out. The poison damage, not enough to tick him down. Phobos trying to use the war response on Yoku to turn it, but Phobos is dead. Resolution now on a killing spree. Now they turn their attention towards G. G trying to turn around, finding Yoku. Will he be able to bring him? No, the bullet charge is enough. G pays with his life. Did manage to catch out the bounty as he came under the cover of the Sentry ward.
He didn't grave. He was like right next to him, right? Like, I wasn't just hallucinating that Lil was standing right behind G there.
Well,
maybe he was out of range.
There must have been a reason.
Maybe he was out of range.
There must have been. It's level 2. I mean, the range? Well,
it's pretty far.
Not far enough, apparently.
Yeah.
Not far enough. And, well, Empire, 5 for 2 at the moment. Top lane, always want to fly coming in here with Yoku. Yoku so far just about to touch onto level 6 and not going straight in here for Illidan. Ice Shards though, bringing Yoku low. I mean, if he snowballs across the creep wave, which he will do, bringing Yoku out of the sandstorm, and Yoku's going to go down to a Spirit Lance there. Didn't expect the Phobos rotation there.
And that's why I think he was having such a hard time in that offlane matchup, is just that. But bottom lane as well, FNG getting chased down here.
Indeed, this time the Shallow Grave will come out from Lil. But Silent with the Blink available in a few seconds. Also got the Mana Void here. He's just going to use it straight up. Screw you, Crystal Maiden.
He stopped moving. Maybe he thought because nighttime there wasn't going to be vision there. But if he kept walking like even a little bit, there wouldn't have been vision. But yeah, another kill. You can definitely tell there's some nerves in this game. Like there are some very obvious misplays going on.
Regeneration.
Just going to have to get himself a D-ward here as well. And that's going to give the lower dots their heads up that when he's in this area, they will be able to scout him out, but 6 for 3 at the moment. Yoku just trying to use this space up there. And Illidan, of course, going to go for that Vlad straight up after the treads, so definitely looking towards that farming PL build. At this rate, how we're looking in comparison to the AM. AM with the PMS, the treads, and now the Ring of Hell. So working towards that Battle Fury. And if he continues to find the space that he's getting down here as well, it's not going to be too bad of a timing here for Silent.
Well, he's got 2 kills, so I think everything considered, when you get aggressively tri-lane against, you're still maintaining more than 5 CS a minute. You're going to be more than happy with your start. And even given the fact that they have 2 very greedy supports, we mentioned that in the laning phase and why VP probably decided to go aggressive, that means that during the mid game, your Sand King is going to potentially have Blink Dagger, because he's still gotten a decent amount of farm. Even though Yoku didn't really win his lane, he still did okay. And then you also have the Bounty, who's going to have Track. So Empire actually, in my opinion, is a very good spot right now, because Viper Core is not really that scary if you're playing like an AM or a Queen. You can still always blink your way out of a bad situation. But VP, on the other hand, they're still going to have a while before that Phantom Lancer is really going to start to come online.
Well, that's true. And, I mean, he's obviously confident enough to keep himself up here on the top lane. It's going to be hard for Empire to catch him out unless they send a few heroes up here. And at the moment, you've got a low hard dart scouting it out. They are now bringing in Always Want to Fly and, of course, Yoku. Always Want to Fly, level 6, has that Static Storm. This could be the potential to look for a kill if he comes too close to Illidan. It's not going to be the case, and Yoku not in a position to get the Burrow Strike off. But still, just keeping tabs on this PL, making sure that Illidan doesn't get away with too much. Illidan, I think he senses something's up. He's being very careful. As I say that, you can tell that he knows that something's up.
He's got that sixth sense, dude. When you play carry and professional scene, you know when people are trying to kill you. It just happens. So he's going to be chilling here, just doing some creep blocking and hopefully waiting to see somebody out on the map. And look at Silent, man. Because like, if I can't farm my side of the map, I'm sure as hell going to farm yours. And the other thing too is, it's very similar to how the Queen of Pain is able to avoid all bad situations. Silent's kind of in the same boat. He's just going to take one of the big creeps, leave a little bit less of jungle to farm for VP. Just small, efficient plays coming out from him.
Illidan now on the top lane has got his Vlads complete and 750 gold on top. So he's going to be at this point where, due the course of his farm, he's always going to be on pretty much full health. So he's going to be even harder for Empire to catch out. G, he's had a bit more of a peaceful time here in the mid lane. Has died 3 times so far this game. It's the kind of hate on the Vipers slowed down now. Resolution just resorting to hold the farm in the lane. Point booster and 700 or so gold. So going to go straight for the Aghanims here on this mid quap. And now with the smoke, but
he knows they smoked now. He just broke it, so G definitely knows that they smoked. Just depends on which lane they're going to.
I mean, the PL here is the real target. And they're kind of doubling back here. Always Want to Fly Yoku. Seem a little bit indecisive on where they want to go. I mean, killing G again would be very nice. He's having a pretty bad old time. Working towards his mech. It's certainly not going to be the quickest mech on the block.
Well, even if G died a few times, he's still maintaining even creep score with Resolution right now. The only difference is Resolution has been getting pretty much every single kill. Like when the heroes come to lane to gank for him, he gets the kill on G pretty much every time. So that's mostly the difference in the net worth. But again, I think it's going to be more down to mid game, what VP can actually accomplish with their heroes. Whereas the Sand King, his Blink Dagger timing and the track coming out from the Bounty Hunter, that's going to be the huge keys for Empire as well. Because once that Sand King has Blink, you can actually, I feel, start playing 4v5 Dota and still be very effective. Because a Blink Epi with Queen and Disruptor and Track Gold, you don't really need Silent to contribute to that. he can just sit there and farm while the enemy or while his team makes space for him. Like it's actually kind of almost a 4 protect 1 that they can run if they want to.
6-3 at this point. It's kind of slowed down. This is definitely a lot slower of a pace than the first game. Both teams just being a little bit more careful in when they throw themselves at each other.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, that was not the blink.
Oh, here we go. It's kicking up here on the bottom. Lil trapped up in the trees, but I always want to fly now. Always want to fly in trouble as the snowball comes through the heel bomb as well. They bring down Disruptor.
That's what we call tanking the gank. He blinked into the middle of trees, and then I'm pretty sure he quelling the wrong tree as well. And then always want to fly is like, oh god, I gotta save him, and then just walks in.
And saving the anti-mage is going to be quite key, especially when he's this close to the Battle Fury.
Yeah, he's actually going to get it at like 15 minutes.
It's going to be a pretty damn good time. And this is an anti-mage that started off against a potentially nasty, aggressive tri-lane.
Bottom tower is
But
under
yeah,
attack.
Silence Farm, very impressive to be able to kind of catch up from that deficit.
Now, once he gets Battle Fury, I'm curious as to if he decides to go for Vlad's, if he wants to go for straight Manta. I feel you can play this very greedy if you're in his shoes.
Radiant's top
I'd be feeling
tower
fairly
is under
confident
attack.
if I had this kind of start where my mid was doing very well. My Sand King is halfway to Blink Dagger.
Radiant
Right now, we got
structures are
Track
fortified.
already. Aloha Dance is level 7. Like, everything is actually going very well. There's no pressure really being applied to Empire. If he goes for Vlad's, he can pretty much farm anywhere on the map. And then he can just go back for the Manta style and maybe like a... I don't know if he needs BKB. He'll probably need BKB once the Phantom Lancer gets Diffusal. But up until that point, he can just go like Manta Basher or something.
Phobos coming up to join FNG, but a lower dance scouting it out. Silent will simply blink himself away. Doesn't want to risk getting caught out here by the Tusk and the CM. And he certainly won't be. A lower dance retreating back into maybe looking for more elsewhere across the map. Resolution now with the Yoga Club on top of the point booster. And very close to picking up the penultimate component here of the Aghanim's. So he's going to have an Aghanim's at a very, very good timing on the Queen.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
15,
attack.
16 minutes probably. No, actually, he still needs, what, 1,200? Yeah, okay, so it's probably going to be like 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. But once he gets it out, probably going to see Empire start going a little bit more aggressive. Also, probably waiting on that Blink Dagger from Yoku. And VP,
Dire's
you can tell,
bottom
man, they're a
tower
little
is
bit
under
rattled after
attack.
their laning phase. They are not really trying to do anything. They're just all farming. Maybe waiting for the mech, which G is about 200 gold away from. But even once they get mech, they're going to have a very small window to where G has mech and the Sand King still doesn't have blink. Once that window is gone, the mech is going to offset a little bit of the damage, but I think with Queen and Disruptor together...
Bottom lane.
Yeah, here we go.
He's in a lot of trouble. They've got the Glimpse. They're just going to drop down the Static Storm for this one, but he was able to cast the Shallow Grave before he was brought back, and off the back of that, Lil's going to live. Doppelganger forward here from Illidan with the help of Phobos. They'll look for the Disruptor, and they will find him. Sonic Wave coming out there from Resolution, but other than that, there's nothing else to follow up. And VP take the
Radiant's
kill.
top tower
And
is
get
under
away with it
attack.
scot-free here on the bottom lane.
So I think I realized why Lil wasn't using Grave earlier. It's because he only wanted to use it on himself. And G, middle lane. Think he's going to go down here. Oh, the Mana Void!
The Mana Void indeed too much. They will find Resolution. Illidan, can he get himself out of this one? No, he can't. Silent, the lower dance, and the gang got it sorted. So they do manage to find the kill on Resolution, but the fact that these kills are going towards Silent, he's got that Battle Fury now. He's got 1100 on top of it with the treads. I mean, it's all about the farm game here, really, between the PL and the anti-mage. If we have a look at the net worth so far, it is very even between the two of them. Silent with just a slight edge, but it certainly feels like this is Silent versus Illidan.
More or less, yeah. That's what it's going to turn into. The thing is, though, Resolution and Yoku can still help out tremendously. I think it's actually more like Silent... Or no. It's going to be VP versus
Dire's middle
Silent.
tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower
Like, his team is
under
still going to do a lot for him, though. That's the thing.
But
Like,
at the end of the day,
when you have heroes like Dazzle and Viper, they're known for kind of just like trying to do 5-man Dota. You sustain a bit with your heal, and then you try to take team fights and push. But when you're playing up against Rat, they're not very good heroes. Like,
Radiant's
Viper is
top
terrible
tower
against
has
Rat,
been denied.
and so is Dazzle. So if you just avoid the confrontations, and Empire just want to play with their dual core with Queen and AM and just blink around and split farm, VP are going to have a very hard time playing into that.
smoke up now from the side of Empire. Still 30 seconds before they put a Sonic Wave, but smoke on smoke. They're going to find each other now onto Lil. They've dropped down the Static Storm here. And the snowball out though. DK Phobos picking up a little, buying him some time. G getting off the Viper truck now, looking to always want to fly. Will find himself one kill. Silent there with the Mana Boy. Was able to pick off the Crystal Maiden. FNG hits the deck. And again, a lot of things being thrown down, but nothing more to come of it. Just this 1-for-1. Aloha Dance has been scouted out. These shards are going to trap him. They're going to be able to get themselves in. He hasn't got the invis for a couple of seconds. Oh! Is he really going to get away with this? They're not got any more detects. They haven't got any more. Just as he came off cooldown, Aloha Does able to sneak himself out.
That is...
Very lucky, man.
That is a kick in the gut right there. That hurts so bad to not be able to get that kill. Now Vlad's now completed up here on the Silence anti-mage. Oh, Epicenter coming in top lane here. Yoku, he's going to clear out the illusions. See you later, Illidan.
Resolution with the foot. Very nicely done by
Dyer's
Yoku. That's the way to come in with the blink. 1100 gold as well.
Radiant's
Off the back of
tower is under
I mean, the track gold, there wasn't a track there, but
no.
The track gold is the primary reason why all these skirmishes are going to heavily favor Empire. And they're getting
tower is
away
under
with
attack.
murder. Like, their composition was so greedy. Like, Sand King, Bounty Hunter together, the top lane, Silent still farms. Like, looking at the draft, I would have said that VP most likely would just crush the laning phase. Maybe mid would be the only lane that would be contested really hard, because Aloha Dance, that would be the one place where he could go to actually do something. And they did kill G twice, so that part was actually true. But Silent, he's farming faster than the PL, even without considering track gold.
Yeah, I mean, the breakaway difference now, just over those last few minutes, is massive. 2k plus. Illidan's coming in, trying to fight up onto Aloha Dance, but again, no detection between these two. Illidan's still trying to work his way towards that diffusal on top of the Asher. Silent's just going to go in on this one, get a few hits in. Illidan turning around with the Spirit Lance. He's on his own though. Needs some backup. We've got Lil and Phobos making their way in, but they're tracked up. Silent well aware of what's going on and just TPs himself out towards... Where's he headed? Oh, back to the jungle. Here we go. So 1800 now on top of the Vlads. The Battle Fury, the farm continues. And Silent remaining at top of the board.
Under attack.
There are some serious
Radiant
problems for VP
structures
right
are
now. They need to
fortified.
find a solution to... The tier 1s are still alive at 20 minutes when you have mech on the Viper. Like,
Mid lane, Blink is revealed straight in, and they'll be able to stagger the stuns here with a Frostbite as well. Perfectly done, bringing him low, but not enough. Resolution able to get the Blink off. And now Phobos maybe needs to be careful if always one of Flies tries to turn this. They have a glimpse. They're going to go for it with the Static Storm as well. Any kill with a track is a kill worth having. Phobos getting low. The Shallow Grave will be there. FNG turning around here with the Crystal Nova. Trying to force Empire away from this fight. Illidan maybe thinking about coming in for a cleanup. He's looking towards the low hard dance here. This
oh, the Shuriken!
Did it?
It bounced from the creep?
Damn!
Alright, he's gonna die because of it, but I still think that's actually okay.
I mean, it's a track kill against a non-track kill at the end of the day.
Even counting the gold that he lost when he died, he's still got more money. Like 200 more gold, 220.
Oh, 8 till 11. The fight's starting to come out a little bit more thick and fast, but still 20 minutes in. Not necessarily the most action-packed game from these two sides, but I think understandably so. When they've got this PL, when they've got this AM, you need to be careful about the farm that they can get on these two. As Silence still with the lead, but PL
Radiant's
actually has
bottom
managed to close
tower
the
is
gap a
under
little
attack.
bit, but it is still a gap that Silent remains on top of.
I don't think it's actually possible for PL to farm as fast as AM, especially when you don't have bots. Like, a lot of people who play PL would just go bots flats, bottom lane. They want to go on Resolution.
Raining on Resolution this time. Can they get FNG in time? No, the Frostbite's not there. There'll be the Snowball. And now Resolution and Yoki just turn onto Phobos with the Epicenter and with the Sonic Wave.
Under attack.
Illidan moving forward. They want to try and find Yoki, and they should be able to get this. He's out of mana. Illidan has got the Diffusal Blade finished off as well now. So the fighting power of this PL has increased tenfold, but at the same time, Silent hitting away at the tier 2 on the top lane. He's going to be able to claim that one for absolutely free. Nothing done in reaction there from the side of VP. They might try and push themselves, but Silent's getting a lot of room, and very shortly he's going to be knocking on your tier 3.
It's kind of a problem when you have tier 2s dying at this early stage. Like, 21 minutes in, losing those towers, like you mentioned, opening up the tier 3s, that's when the rat starts to become a serious issue. They only have a small amount of disable. Like, having a Frostbite against AM, like, that doesn't matter. He's going to have Manta style. He'll be able to just break it immediately. And there's really nothing else on the team that Virtus Pro have that you really care about using Manta for anyway. So you can just pop Manta, send your images in, get free damage on the tier 3, and that's when it's going to start demanding some sort of reaction from Virtus Pro as well. Like, how do you kill the AM? Like, how do you punish him for doing what he's doing right now?
Yeah, nail on the head. Killing AM is going to be a huge issue. Mech now done on Bounty Hunter. Aloha Dance. And, well, if he wants to go straight up for the Greaves, just about 1,200 gold short of it, so getting quite a bit. And we're seeing the track gold really coming into play. I mean, you look at the difference on the graph now. It's heading towards 10,000 in favor of the side of Empire. And I mean, this is definitely a different Empire that we saw in the first game, because first game VP walked all over them. This time Empire are really giving VP a run for their money, and VP needs something to bring this back. They're looking for Roshan here. Empire, VP can get a jump on this. If they can catch out either Silent or Aloha Dance, it's going to be nice. War response straight onto Aloha Dance. They've called Silent here as well, but he's going to be able to get the blink out. Not enough control to stop him. Freezing Field from FNG will put off any kind of reinitiation here from the side of Empire. Resolution just on the stop. Oh, the kinetic field dropped down. At least someone's well onto G. Not going to do a lot on his own though. And do you get Phobos with the help of FNG just going to be able to turn that one around, find themselves the kill onto Disruptor.
This is
now
really
with two
big.
heroes down, Empire can't really contest it. They do have an epicenter here from Yoku. And maybe with Silence Mana Void they can try and stop it, but it's going down at quite a rate. Silent jumping straight onto FNG. Oh! The Mana Void is big. They snowball there in time. Resolution's sort of way put in onto anyone. They snowball allowing the side of VP to dodge everything. They'll look for Silent. He's out of mana, out of luck thanks to the Diffusal Blade there from Illidan.
Oh my god.
Anti-Mage down. Yoku blinks himself out of the pit. Says, I'm out of here.
That was so game-changing for Virtus Pro. They needed that so badly. The snowball coming in from Phobos, saving Illidan there. Oh my god. That was actually a catastrophe for Empire. I really didn't think that they were going to even be able to take the team fight because there were only two heroes standing in the pit. Like Silent, he goes in, he gets FNG to pretty much 0 mana, gets a really good mana void, and then they still can't really finish it off. That was... If that went any worse for VP, I'd say the Empire should have just been able to like steamroll the game, but that puts him well back in it.
We'll have a look at the graph in a minute as that ticks off. And oh, the Aegis was denied as well. I didn't quite catch that at the end. Jeff Viper.
That couldn't have been on purpose, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's definitely not on purpose.
I saw that stat. I was like, hang on. He denied the Aegis? Well, maybe VP feeling a little overconfident. I don't need... Who needs immortality?
Oh, yeah, that's
who needs
definitely
it?
what it was.
I don't. I mean,
I know that you wouldn't need the Aegis Owen.
I wouldn't.
But maybe some people do.
I've not died in a single of my 5,000 games of Dota 2.
You actually have 5,000 games?
You can't tell from my amazing play. Well,
we'll leave that
5,000
discussion
games
for
well
later.
spent. 5,000 games well spent, Andy. But anyway, 12-13 VP after the back of that fight. Let's have a look at the graph now. I'm sure it's going to show. Yeah, it's come back around a little bit. It's still Empire with the lead, and it is still Silent with a pretty crazy amount of farm. 15,000 net worth, still about a good 3k ahead of this PL. And with this tier 1 going to be even more so. Aloha Dance on the side. Phobos coming up. We have got detection. Who's got the detection? Phobos has got some dust. Lil's got some dust. FNG's got some dust. Everybody's got some dust. Just to make sure we aren't going to see Aloha Dance sneak away like he has been able to a few times this game. They're going to look to take this tier 1 and they should be able to find it. Nothing going to be coming out from the side of Empire. Aloha Dance just chilling in the trees, but at the same time, again, Silent putting on the pressure on this bottom lane, looking for another
they know
tier
he's
2.
there.
They found him. They got anything to stop him? They can't get there in time. And he will be able to TP himself back out to safety. G with the Midas now, top of the Ogre Club, 3,100 gold in his back.
Oh, the glimpse. He didn't actually dodge it. Oh, that's actually really bad. They're going to lose this tower now. So he TP'd bottom. He tried to use Doppelganger to dodge the glimpse, but he mistimed it, so he got sent back top, which means a free tier 2 again for Empire. Like, these towers dying is such a big deal. Like, having exposed tier 3s against an AM who's very far ahead in CS and overall net worth is a huge issue for VP. It's still the same game like as we had earlier. It's just that whole Roshan fight was a really big win for VP, of course, barring the Aegis deny. But, yeah. The situation is pretty much stagnant. Like, there's nothing that's really changed. They need a way to really disable Silent. Maybe, like, they buy... I guess Aghanims is coming up on G. Is anyone going to be able to buy something like a Hex? Because I think that's the point where they can really start trying to control them and actually make something big happen. But it's going to be, like, maybe 1 or 2 items in progression down the road for G if he does decide to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, the Aghanims not too bad at this point as well. You know, the fact he's been able to catch up after dying that fair few times in the mid. And he's keeping up with the PL, which is pretty impressive because Illidan's farm, not too bad. He's going to have the money to finish off this Manta style if he wants to at this point. And, well, bottom lane, Yoku, how's he been doing? He's got the Yules on top of the Blink, 1,200 as well. And AM with the Manta, 3.7k gold as well on Silent. I mean, this is This is a very, very scary looking anti-mage for a game that's just 27 minutes young.
I'm wondering if he's actually going to go for BKB just to be ultra safe, or if he wants to try to go for damage. I still think Bachelor is fine, like Butterfly is fine too. If he wants to play the non-committal AM where he just split pushes 24/7 and doesn't actually go into a 5v5, then things like Butterfly can be really nice, because it just makes your backdoor potential that much better. And you get the damage, you get the evasion, just in case you do end up getting ganked. The BKB is more of the, I want to try to actually fight item. And that way when you blink in, you don't have to worry about getting your mana burned by Illidan and ending up in a situation like he was around Roshan where he just couldn't even blink away.
VP making a move in towards this mid lane, but as I thought, they're obviously looking for something to happen. Not going to find it though. Silent, clearing up the Ancients, still stacking up that gold. Here we go. Okay, so he's picked up the Eagles.
It is going to be Butterfly, yeah. So he's probably not looking to team fight unless he sees a really good opportunity. Obviously, you can always jump in and throw a Mana Void out if somebody is like totally out of mana. It's always going to be a good play to do that. Especially heroes like Dazzle, who have gargantuan mana pools. Like 1100, he's got more mana than he has HP. Probably means that if you catch Lil with no mana, you're just going to instantly kill him. Especially with level 3 Mana Voids. So I like the choice of Butterfly. I think there's a lot of options for him here. It's very lenient as to what item progression he can actually go for. But this one is going to increase his farm rate the most. And it's also going to allow his split pushing potential to be that much better.
Yeah, I mean, it still just feels like VP, they're moving around as a 4. But not doing anything, or at least not being able to do anything about Silent. I mean, what is the answer to this anti-mage at this point?
They really need a Hex. Like, that is the answer. They need somebody to buy a Hex. The only person who can probably get it is going to be G, because he actually has farm priority and he has a Midas. But other than that, I mean, you can't really get any other item that's going to just stop him in his tracks. Like, getting a Hex and just being able to stop the split push is the most important part about the game plan for VP at this point. Because the second they see VP out on the map, Empire is going to be like, hey, Silent, just go backdoor tier 3s, it's fine. Because they actually can't kill him right now. Even though he only has 1500 health, they can't catch him. Like, there's no catch on this team. I know it's kind of a continuing storyline, but that really is just where the game is at. Like, if VP's smoke and there's lanes being pushed in, Silent's just going to assume that he's going to be safe to just push. And even if they kill him like once or twice, I don't think it's going to be enough of a game changer to really make him change the style that he's doing right now.
Illidan, he's working towards his Skadi. A couple of ultimate orbs on him now. Just a few hundred away from the point booster and that orb of Venom. But I mean, at this point, it's kind of, I feel like it's just going to turn into who can out-rat each other. Whether it's going to be the push of the PL or the push of the
AM is going to out-rat them so hard. It's not even close.
Well, there's going to be a bit of a one-on-one here. AM and Illidan against each other. Silent will be able to blink himself away here on the AM. Just a little bit too scared of fighting into the weave. Not the thing to do here. And Illidan now trying to push this lane in on the top. Bottom lane, though, you've got to always want to fly low hard darts. Just keeping this bottom lane pressured. Resolution with the Shiva's Guard, ultimate orb picked up. I imagine Resolution is going to be looking for a Hex himself here to help deal with the Pia.
Most likely, yes. Like, having the Blink Hex initiation is pretty free, especially since you have the Blink Sanking as well. You can Hex into a stun, into, like, Kinetic Field, Static Storm, something like that. And right now, Illidan does not have BKB, so even with his almost Skadi completed, that combination probably still kills him. Like, without magic immunity, you just can't live through that. Even with the Grave, there's a good chance that he'd be so low by the end of it that he wouldn't be able to continue fighting. But they are going to find Aloha Dance here, inside of the woods. G's going to pick that one up.
And the 26th kill, and again, 31 minutes. Again, this is a very, very calm pace from two teams that you normally expect otherwise.
Well, there's a lot on the line, right?
Yeah.
So you obviously don't want to make the mistake of just going a little bit too ham. It makes a lot of sense as to why they pick these teams. Like, the AM pick for me was probably the most stable thing they could have done. Just because they see the PL, and they think to themselves, alright, AM is a pretty common matchup for this. Nice Manta.
And FNG just getting destroyed here by these illusions. Yoku's there with Resolution. They want to try and jump and fight this one, Illidan. Moving in onto Resolution. He pops the Shiva's Guard here. Will just blink himself out. And the illusions here just chasing FNG all the way back to base here for the Portia.
I do feel as though Empire should not have been able to get away with the lanes that they had so easily. It really feels like VP had an opportunity to punish, and they didn't take it. And And now they are kind of paying the consequences of that.
Certainly feeling that feels Empire got a much firmer hold on this game at the moment. And even so, to the point, I really feel that this Silent Anti-Mage has pretty much just won the game for Empire. It feels like Empire just going to have to mess up. Silent's going to have to jump in and everything get thrown on him. But even at that, I don't know how they're going to kill him. Especially
he's going BKB.
With the BKB, I mean, you just don't kill him.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of the game. Is it's going to be VP versus Silent. So what I was saying a little bit earlier on, it's more a matter of just sometimes the strategy that you employ when you're playing against AM is you just kill the rest of his team and you ignore him. The problem with that right now is that he's actually so far ahead and there's so little towers left on the map for VP that strategy no longer works. Because in the early stages, when AM only has like maybe a Battle Fury and Treads, he is going to be punched here, but I don't think he's dying. They can't kill him.
I mean, could he even just turn around and have a go at it on Phobos?
Well, he doesn't have vision of the woods, and he probably saw Illidan and Lil walking down here, so the likelihood of him turning and trying to fight is pretty low. But in terms of the strategy
Radiant's
that they could do,
middle tower is under
it only
attack.
really works like that when you actually have your outer tier towers still up, like your tier 1s, your tier 2s and such. Because that way you're not actually trading base damage for trying to get kills. But the other problem too is their team actually doesn't push that fast in the early game. So even then, like if AM has Treads Battle Fury, he's still able to trade tower for tower more often than not, just because of his ability to push the lane so fast. So it's kind of a rough matchup. VP just needed to have a very successful laning phase. It didn't quite happen. And now we are going to watch AM until 3 AM, pretty much.
I might as well just leave the camera here on silent.
Just center it on silent.
This is
it really is just at that point.
it's the farm game.
But this is how you're supposed to play it. This is what you're supposed to do.
I mean, this is textbook anti-mage playing. There's no doubt about that. And Silent with the amount of net worth of 23,000 and a half. 7k above this PL, and as you said, they're
going to smoke, actually. They're feeling very confident with their 10-second BKB. So Empire are now feeling like, okay, now we just go. Like, we actually have so much of an item advantage. And all right, VP are actually feeling the same. We're going to see a smoke potentially into each other here.
What are the odds of that? I mean, just after so many minutes, they haven't actually smoked up yet.
Well, this is the first time the VP's lanes have been pushed out this far, I think.
Okay, the weave ticking up. I mean, VP looking strong. What's going forward here? They're looking for a low hard dance first. The kinetic field and the static storm does trap out Illidan. They bring down the bounty hunter, but the glimmer cape thrown out onto Illidan. He's going to be a-okay. Resolution looking to come in with Yoku and always want to fly this first jack onto Illidan. And what's Silent doing on the back? Well, he's looking for Phobos, bringing Phobos low. Phobos is getting himself out of there. Illidan, he doesn't want to fight. He's already out of this one. The illusion's just chipping away at Silent, but now Yoku coming in with the FT. Oh, the Burrows. Oh! Burrow strike with Solid Wave onto 2. FNG has been used up. They'll look to clean him off as well. Silent will find the kill. G.
Oh, they might be able to kill Silent.
Can they, though? It's only Illidan and the Tusk left alive, but Tusk is already out there. Silent's just going to say 1v1 me, mate, with the help of Resolution. They'll kill Illidan here on the PL. And in a very, very messy fight where Empire lose 3, but off the back of it, the fact that Silent stays alive. They kill 4 of VP. They're going to take Roshan as well. It's just Empire coming out on top again, and VP don't have an answer for it.
That was the closest they were going to come to killing him. Like without the Viper or Phantom Lancer having a beat or an MKB, that's about as good as it's going to get. Like that fight actually, all things considered, wasn't that bad. The epicenter hit on 2. I think G got immediately glimmered as soon as that thing went through, so he didn't really take that much damage. But yeah, the evasion just proved to be a little bit too strong right now for Illidan. And that's another thing about the PL versus AM matchup, is typically PL is very good against other position 1 heroes because you just burn their mana and they can't really fight into you once they're But when you have evasion, it's very difficult to just burn all of his mana straight away.
I mean, Silent, 36 minutes in, I mean, by the ages, he's pretty much 6 slide.
Yeah,
and level 20, he's done.
Well, he can buy Moon Shards, he can buy Bots too, and he can buy Abyssal Blade. That's a lot of money still.
Yeah, but I mean, at the rate Silent's been done, he's going to have that in a few minutes.
Well, it's like 4,400 gold for the Bots too, 4,300 I think for Moon Shards, and then Abyssal is like 6.8k, so it's a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, well, back to farming then. Silent says if we've got money to be made, then let's do it. The game to be played, heading to the Ancients and heading around the map. But VP a little bit more scared about coming out. And, well, they really want to be fighting into a Silent with an Aegis. They tried it once when he didn't have the immortality.
They couldn't even kill him the first time.
They can't kill him once. And, well, we're actually going to see going in onto Phobos, and with the Hex and the follow-up, bring him low. Shallow Grave coming out just in time. Trying to turn it around here with the snowball.
He might be able to blink this.
Resolution's
God, he went to the wrong hero.
Silence there as well. He will still get the blink off, but now... Oh, the glimpse.
That might have saved him.
I think he just did.
That just saved him.
Oh, no, always want to fly. Oh. Oh, poor old Disruptor.
Just trying to help him out, you know?
The intention was there, but yeah, saved him. It did.
That happens. He might have just, like, if he waited maybe 1 or 2 more seconds, it would have.
Oh, Yoku going in. This gets duped out here by the doppelganger from Illidan. Quite fine into it, just throwing out the illusions. Silent. Blinking it off. They will be able to clear out this tier 2 here. So this is the final tier 2 for the side of VP falling. And after the back of this, looks like it's back to your own business, and Silent as he back to farming. Oh no, okay, we're smoking. This is good.
They feel very confident.
We're fighting.
There's moon shards now consumed on this AM. He's got the Aegis. This is the strongest that Empire's team fight is going to be, except the fact that they don't have Epi. But they feel like they don't need it. They're looking for something anyway.
I mean, it is one good fight, and with the amount of items they've got, they're going to be able to break the base very, very quickly. Just turning back to this creep wave, it's certainly going to push in. Got a fair few range creeps here. So they're just going to reveal themselves. Well, Silent at least. And I'm sure VP will know something's up here. Yeah, it's all been revealed now, so they know what's going on. They've got to fight this head on VP if they want to try and defend the base. Silent, of course, still with that Aegis. Still looking from the high ground, trying to control the push back out with the illusions, but on top of the Skadi, it looks like with that Mithril Hammer, he was thinking about getting that BKB, but he's still a fair bit off it. And Empire,
he's saving buyback too.
Control. Yeah, I mean, how are the buybacks looking in fact?
Only Viper can buy back right now.
Next on to Illidan with the Glimmer Cape just in time. Taking a lot of trouble there. Silent was making forward, looking to fight.
He is killing that so fast.
And the racks are exploding.
Okay, so they need to do something. They can't just sit here. Or maybe they just sack the racks and say, okay, we can't actually fight this. Alright, they're just going to let it die.
They literally can't touch him. He's just sitting there, going for it. The Solar Crest on him, causing a bit of an issue. But he's got the Aegis, doesn't want to waste it as of yet. Blinks back, gets himself topped up by the Guardian Greaves.
I mean, the other thing too is, even if they don't get the melee racks there, we've talked about how the tier 3s taking damage is a problem. Your racks being exposed, that's a bigger problem. Because when the racks die, it's just the AM doesn't ever have to come back to that lane. The lane's just going to get pushed in. And then you have more problems in mid and trying to push out bottom as well, because he's just going to be there the entire time. Like, there's no purpose for him to go back top if the lane is pushed past the river. So it's a little bit hectic right now for VP. Looks like we could potentially be seeing a game number 3 and then a game that is going to be worth $150,000 to both teams.
I mean, both teams just giving it that they're all here. Empire certainly stepping it up from game 1 to prove that they are the ones that are worthy of going straight to the upper bracket.
Okay, Silent's got a DD. I think he just goes ham here. Like, he can actually just hit the racks or hit the AM either.
With that stun, looking about the 4-star, saving Illidan, bringing him away from the disaster. Sonic Wave onto FNG, bringing him below the mech, will top him back up now with the Shivas from Resolution, trying to chase him for more. But VP keeping that distance, Silent turning his attention towards the racks here. They have actually got a creep wave with them at the moment as it is right back. So they're fighting up against backdoor protection. And due to that, Silent's just going to retreat, head back out. They weren't quite able to take the melee racks yet.
They could have outdone backdoor protection had VP not been contesting them so hard.
Worth noting, he has eaten a moon shard now as well on Silent.
Yo, bro, I said that. How did you do it?
Sorry.
Why don't you listen to me anymore?
It's just the serenity of this game. I'm kind of zoning out.
The serenity.
It's, 41 minutes of peaceful farming.
That's kind of how I feel when I play AM. You know, like those...
You just get in a zone.
Yeah, the serene, like, river sounds or whatever.
River sounds?
Yeah, you know, like they have those, like, tapes where you can listen to, like, the rain or something like that, or a stream. You know, it helps people sleep. That's kind of what I hear in my mind.
I don't think I'm at that age yet, Andy.
Soon.
Soon.
Yeah. Enjoy your youth while you have it, Owen.
Well, this is peaceful.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to have a bit of peace sometimes. You know, Dota, it's not all about fighting and killing each other. You know, some say it's about, just making friends.
Pacifist Dota.
You know, when I go on Dota and queue out, I make a lot of friends. You know, sometimes
Do
they
you
talk...
actually?
Well,
with your 5,000 games.
I don't understand sometimes the language that they talk to me in, but I'm sure it's loving, as I send them back a lot of love and a friendship.
Tis mine.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
This game, Empire, 70 kills on the board. Let's have a look at the difference in terms of gold. That's quite a lot. It is 16,000 coming around the corner here for Empire.
Yoku.
Well, let's see if Yoku is going to be a dead coup with a Walrus Punch holding him down. Illidan's there. Static Storm has been dropped, and now Resolution wanting to turn this around. Yoku will fall. The Sonic Wave will burst down FNG. Illidan with a completed BKB trying to turn this one around on a Resolution. Now does always want to fly. Oh, the TP! Just in time. Oh, Urax.
Home in trouble.
Yes. Silent heading away at the melee. The fortifications come out. He will be able to finish this one off. Now he just blinks himself out. He's happy with that one, and that is exactly what VP have to be careful of. Anytime a fight goes on outside of the base, they're gonna be thinking in the back of their head, hang on, where's that anti-mage? And he's at your back doors.
The lane's being pushed in all the time is such a huge hassle for VP. They don't have the best team at pushing out in general. Like, I guess Shadow Wave is alright, you got Ice Shards, you know, you got Crystal Nova. But it's not good enough to the point where they can outdo what Silent is doing in terms of push, right? And he's also almost hard 6 slotted. So with that being said, the next item he gets pretty much is bots 2, and then he's done. Unless he wants to stealth his Battle Fury for an Abyssal Blade or something like that, which you see sometimes. But I think he's favoring the lane push. Gonna see Aloha Dance drop here.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
There's no hope there for the Bounty Hunter. And Silent off the back of that, he says, well, it's time to farm. Time to resume the farming. 3,300 now. And now he's at a point, I guess, yeah, you swap your treads in for the old bots, upgrade them up, and then finally, switching out the Battle Fury for an Abyssal.
Yeah, but that's in situations where you actually... Like, if you've already taken, like, 1 or 2 set of racks, it makes more sense to swap out the Battle Fury, because AM's normal mode of play is solely just split push and just backdoor all the time. Like, you don't really commit to fights without Abyssal Blade, because the normal thing that happens is you go and you Abyssal, and then you Manta, and you try to blow up that hero. But when you don't have Abyssal, that combo just doesn't exist. So it's more just like, it's easier and more stable to just continually split push. But when the Raxes are dead, and the lanes are pushing by themselves, you don't need to worry about that so much. So then you can maybe drop it for Abyssal a little bit later. Or like Daedalus, some people have done that as well in the past. I think Abyssal is much more teamfight oriented, and Daedalus is kind of like it's a YOLO item.
I mean, I guess the Battle Fury kind of helps you against the PL's illusions, but ideally,
they got
Blade
Epicenter, Shiva's
yeah,
Queen of Pain ulti, like
true.
They got enough AoE on their team to deal with that.
Well,
the one thing that's a little bit odd to me is the fact that he bought MKB. He's probably just anticipating that eventually the Viper and or the PL will have butterflies.
Well, we've seen that the Solar Crest has been a bit of an issue for him.
Yeah, Solar Crest is annoying, but the way that he's been playing, he hasn't really been fighting, at least like in the earlier stages of the game, and even recently, he's been in a couple fights, but most of the time he just jumps on a support. Like, he doesn't jump on the PL, for example. Like, Illidan and Silent kind of ignore each other for the start of the fight. So, more often than not, the Solar Crest is going to be on a core. And if you're just ignoring them and jumping to the backline and killing supports, then the Solar Crest doesn't matter. You're just killing the heroes that they aren't using it on.
Roshan's
That's just my opinion.
Well, no, I think we'll see what he does, you know, in terms of finishing off this build. Never ending at the moment. He just what did he get rid of?
He got rid of his boots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess once you've got the flutter and the Manta style movement speed, it's fine. Yeah,
he's still 346 with just Manta, so it's fine. Like you said, you can just pop flutter if you're ever like needing to run away or you want to chase somebody down. It is kind of hilarious though to see these types of games where an AM gets to a stage where boots just aren't really valuable to him anymore. It's kind of like when Weavers used to not buy boots for a really long time and would just buy naked Lincolns.
I mean, it's been going on for so long. The farm game. Always Want to Fly has found himself an Aghanim Scepter now on this Disruptor. Now, this is going to be nice against a PL who did go for that BKB build.
That is very true. If you can catch him out with it. That's the hard part, right? Because normally the Glimpse is the auto setup for the kinetic field into the storm, and that's much harder to deal with than just like dropping a kinetic field in a storm on somebody when they have no other way of initiating other than like a blink burrow. So if they get that initiation on Illidan, they can kill him, for sure.
Let's see if we see a bit of a fight here. Silent and Resolution moving in. Illidan coming out on the high ground with G with the MKB now complete on top of the Aghanims, of course. That's it. Maybe seeing a bit more here. Phobos just clearing out the mid.
Those are some tanky illusions.
Nice, come on. Let's have a jump. Come on. Okay, that's the jump. That's good. On to GG. Will be shallow graved up here by Lil. Phobos now getting in the snowball, buying the time. FNG trying to do what he can here with the freezing field, but the Shuriken will cancel it. They've managed to find the disruptor here, but they've lost G here on the Viper. Phobos now getting stunned up, and that was a big mana void here. Silent looking desperately for Illidan. There's going to be a buyback from FNG and a buyback from Phobos as well. Looking to try and catch Silent out, but Silent's going to be able to get the blink back here up the side of Empire. They've only looked at Disruptor so far. Resolution, he's too damn tanky to get Phobos looks for a punch, but he's going to be punching himself now because he might just die off the back of that. He's himself in a snowball. Silent now getting caught out. If they can kill the M, that's going to be big, but he has got the Aegis. He's going to be there for round 2. They kill him once. They're still down G here for 57 seconds. A low heart dance will find the Tusk. And that's 2 diebacks. Well, it's a buyback.
Yeah, it was one dieback,
and a
buyback, and a death.
Yes.
And like you said, G cannot buy back, so this is definitely going to be a second Rax. It could just be the end of the game. Like, I don't think with those 2 heroes being dead, they're going to have any chance.
Well, FNG, he might solo kill Silent here.
Oh yeah, I feel that. Definitely.
He's got the backup of it. Surprise PL. Well, the PL has a surprise to himself as the side of Empire turn around, give him a few slaps and say, we're bringing you down. There's going to be a shallow grave by Illidan sometime. He's trying to do what he can now up in the air. 1-3 Hurricane Doodle, and now he's dead. That's a dead PL. Has the buyback. He's going to have to use it here, see what he can do here with the help of FNG and Lil. It's not going to be a lot, though, as, okay. Well, I think this may just be over. Illidan, he's trying to do it, but he's not going to. GG is called. This game put to an end. We can move on from the Silent Farm game. And Empire, kudos to them, they do it. They take themselves the second game of the series. And we are going to a Game 3, the big deciding match between these 2 teams to see who goes to the upper bracket. And Team Empire, well, they certainly did it. They had the winning formula from the start. We thought the draft was strong, and we thought the lanes would be weak, and I think that's pretty much the issue here for VP.